Okay, so as you guys already saw, so I started working remotely in 2011. I was 15 years old. I'm turning 29 this year. And I created my first ever blog. I did with Blogspot first, and then WordPress came out. And I started doing graphic work, video editing work, almost anything that I can hopefully get money as a 15-year-old, really. I started publishing my own books when I was 18 years old. And a few years ago, I was even featured on Candy Magazine, which for 15-year-old Leanne was the dream. And in the last couple of years, I now basically have built and helped run 5 companies here in Cebu. We have over 50 employees. And a lot of what I do day to day is working with them, managing with them, growing them, and getting to the point where I have all of this as well. So I'm a content creator as well in the last 5 years also now, where I basically teach a lot of people how to work from home, how to start a business from home, how to grow remotely as well. And lately as well, I've been focusing a lot on ChatGPT and AI. I even went ahead and got an actual certification on being an AI consultant just because I got so enamored, to be honest, when it came to AI. So in the last almost 2 years now, I've created a course. I've been on a lot of stages. I've done a lot of workshops. I've done this over and over again, and I've even spoken this all over the world. 2 months ago in June, I was even in Bulgaria doing this talk of like how to get started with AI and a virtual assistant. But today I'll be focusing just on the AI assistant side to get you started. So first of all, who here has already tested out ChatGPT? Okay, few. Nice. Who here has heard of the term AI assistants before? Or AI agents, that's another term. Okay, a few people. Okay, so who here has also used more than just ChatGPT? You've also used other AI tools. Perfect, love to see it. Okay, high AI literacy. That is really good to hear. So, when I started out, when I was becoming an entrepreneur, this was kind of the old thing people used to say. It was like, when you are starting out, you go ahead and you have an idea, you get your first client, you start with an assistant, you build your team, you build your systems, and then you can say you're successful. But to be honest, lately that has changed a lot. Because in reality, this is what entrepreneurship looks like. And for those who are business owners, we know what this feels. Like sometimes we're going up, sometimes we're going down, sometimes it's lateral, sometimes it doesn't make any sense. So essentially what I've now seen is there's a newer entrepreneur revolution, which is essentially, it's a little bit, this is the old one, and this is the newer version of what we can look forward to, especially with AI. And this essentially what it can look like is we start with an idea, we sell it, we have our first client, and then we go ahead and maybe hire someone as an assistant, and then automate and grow the rest with AI. So that's kind of where I can see a lot of people going as they're starting their own agency, starting their own business of what that can be. So I will run through this a little bit faster then, because most of you guys already know what ChatGPT is. So what it isn't, of course, the first thing is ChatGPT isn't going to replace you unless you let it. And I had this really good conversation with a friend where we thought of ChatGPT can only really replace you in skill, but not experience. We could have a really, really good ChatGPT copywriter, but it still needs someone who has done ChatGPT copywriting for the last 10 years or 15 years to be able to know if it's a good copy or not a good copy. It is not perfect and can make mistakes. And I should have put the screenshot here. I once asked ChatGPT how many R's there are in strawberry, and it said there are 2. But then when I switched to the paid ChatGPT, it said it was 3. So I'm like, there's a weird inconsistency here. And it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It will not mend a broken heart, sadly. It is not a magic tool that solves all of your problems. You still have to go to the gym and work out. And it is not an infallible source of information. So when you're doing more in-depth research, ChatGPT isn't for you because it will just give you the generic thing. A good way that I've explained ChatGPT to people is imagine that there's this box that has, oh my God, that has all the knowledge in the world basically all in one place. And every single time you ask it a question, it opens it up, it assumes the answer that you're looking for, and then actually goes ahead and gives you that answer. So it'll try to finish the sentence you've written. That's essentially what it can do. Hopefully this will work. Oh my God. Ah, it has opened up. It's opened up to the world. Maybe? No? Yeah, it's broken. It fell and broke, sorry. Just click next. Okay, so yeah, just click. Yeah, and then yeah, ChatGPT is not a substitute for also ethical considerations. There's still a lot of things that ChatGPT is learning from us, from what it does. So you can fast click through the next ones. So basically, ChatGPT is an AI powered. Okay. It is an AI powered language that can generate human like text. It's the biggest difference of why people feel that AI is here now versus when AI was here before, because ChatGPT can respond as a human. It can provide ideas, suggestions, can save time, and can help generate content for marketing, sales, and operations tasks. Well, who here has used AI for content? A lot of people. Very nice. Okay. Next. And so a few ChatGPT terminologies you guys probably already know. A prompt is when you input into ChatGPT. An output is a ChatGPT's response. A thread is a collection of that input and output. And then of course we have, this was changed on my slides, but prompt engineering is knowing how to modify the prompt to the output you need. And a task GPT or an AI assistant is essentially an automated task based off of prompts. So these are all the different ways that I've used ChatGPT so far. So, go back. I've used it to, of course, create templates. I've used it for communication replies. Sometimes when I get a really difficult email that I don't know how to respond to, I will copy and paste it and send it to ChatGPT. Of course, I've created for content, for standard operating procedures in our business, for updating our onboarding process, writing difficult employee emails, rewriting company policies, and even ask a question about my astrology chart, because you can. So, oh, it's fixed. Yay! Say yay for the clicker. Thank you. All right. Let's test. Oh, yeah, okay. So these are all the different ways that I've used ChatGPT in the last year and a half. So are you guys ready to start setting up your AI assistant? Okay. If you guys are going to take pictures, it's okay, but there is a way that you guys can get the slides later, and I'll let you know. So first is, who knows that you can do custom instructions on ChatGPT? Ooh, not a lot. So this is strange. This is now on your profile. Just click on it. There is a place where you can put in custom instructions. That way you don't have to keep repeating yourself to ChatGPT. And what you can put in that is what I call the WOW method. So this is one of the frameworks I came up with because I was teaching this to a lot of our executive assistants at DoXU, and I was like, oh, we need a quick way for them to remember how to prompt first in ChatGPT. First is going ahead and giving it who you are, what you do, and who you work with. Going ahead and giving it the outcome that you need. Asking it, are you ready? And then the H is how you want it done. And you can do it in different ways. But essentially, the anatomy of this is you have, I am an AI consultant for coaches, consultants for their operations, blah, blah, blah. So introducing who I am. I am also, this is the output that I need from you. You need to become an expert project manager. I asked it, are you ready? And then I need your responses to be straight to the point with action steps if applicable. So that is essentially the who you are, what you do, the output, are you ready, and how to format. This is kind of one of the quicker ways that if you just need a shortcut on how to set that up, you can do this. And you can put this in the custom instructions on the first part of like who you are, what you do. You can give it instruction every single time. That's how ChatGPT knows how to introduce me, because I've taught it essentially this. So that is usually the response it'll give it. The reason why you put in are you ready is just to make sure that it actually understands what it is that you're asking from ChatGPT. So a few best prompting practices is more words and context, the better the output. If you just ask ChatGPT, create a short description for social media, it'll create whatever it thinks that you're asking it for, versus if you say, create a short caption for a post on WordCamp Cebu 2024, where I am one of the speakers, then it can be more specific with what it is that it can give you. If you can, use examples. For me, I've actually gone ahead and trained an AI writer. So what I did is I grabbed all of the content that I've had in the last 5 years, put in a Word doc, taught it to ChatGPT, so then it can learn how I think, how I speak as well, and have it focus on a task. Like a lot of people overcomplicate it and think like, oh, I'm automating this whole process. But to be honest, for you to automate the whole process, you have to start automating the tasks to get to the rest of it. Try to add tone. I have examples of what a tone is. It could be just friendly. It could be in a cheerful way. and keep editing the prompt. A lot of people don't know also that you can go back and edit a prompt that you didn't like the answer of, so you can be more specific. You can use prompt chaining. Who here has heard of prompt chaining? A few people. So prompt chaining is when you break it down. Instead of asking, give me 52 weeks worth of content for my page, you say, break down 12 months of content. Okay, from the 12 months, give me 4 weeks of that. From the 4 weeks, give me daily of that. So then it's not heavy on ChatGPT, plus you can give it feedback on how to be better, rather than it rewriting everything over and over again. And save links of your threads in a sheet or database. What that means is the link that ChatGPT generates, you can save that so you don't have to lose your ChatGPT thread every single time. Okay, so this is what I mean by tone and persona is, like I said, you guys will get a copy of this later, but we have the list of personality types of what kind of ChatGPT assistant you want, and this is the types of ChatGPT assistants you can go ahead and create. So other types of prompt frameworks, these are the ones that I've also used. I just use the WOW method because it's easier for me to remember. We have persona creation. Who has heard of persona creation? A few people. So it's when you're creating a persona of ChatGPT based on something. So you will act as XYZ for ABC tasks. So this could be you will act as an expert copywriter for writing out the product description for this, whatever PDF or thing that you're creating. You also have the role task format, or RTF, which is act as XYZ. So the role, the task you're doing XXX in the 1, 2, 3 format. So this is more specific than the persona. This is really for specific things that you want to get done. There's the before, after, and bridge. So our results are XYZ. We really want to get here. Give us a list of examples or solutions that we can get to. And finally, we have, this is a more robust one, really, really detailed, of Ryzen of role, instruction, steps, end goal, and narrowing. So act as XYZ, I need you to do XXX, here's the specific steps, and the goal is 1, 2, 3. Make sure to include or exclude ABC. So it's really, really detailed. Again, this is more if you really want to dive into doing that. So how do you actually create AI assistants? So for those who have no idea yet on what AI assistants are, they can be trained in your brand voice and style. Like I said, for me, I've actually have a ChatGPT writer for my social media posts, and it sounds exactly like me. It sounds so like me that people most of the time don't recognize that it's actually my amazing assistant who's behind there posting on my LinkedIn instead of me, just because it's been trained up so well in that way. It is constantly learning and improving. It does not take breaks or holidays. On Monday, it's still going to work. It's not going to take the holiday off. It's scalable to meet your growing business needs. So unlike if you were hiring 5 employees for ChatGPT, you can just do it over and over again just on the same site, and can be created by anyone as long as you create a system to win. So these are different types of AI assistants that I can keep going down the list, but there's not a lot. But basically, these are the kinds of kind of what Dave said earlier. Look at the repetitive tasks that you're doing, and that's where you can kind of start looking at AI assistants that you can create. So for the email assistant, this is essentially the 2 ones that you can create right off the bat. You can create an email writer assistant where you can ask it, like, I need you to act as my VA. Can you go ahead and create these emails? Or a template basically that you need onboarding emails. It could be updates or report emails that you want them to start creating. For calendar assistant, there's the agenda writer assistant and calendar invite template. So going ahead and just at any time that you have a meeting with a client, you can ask ChatGPT or your AI assistant to automate it. Anytime that you need an agenda written for a specific email, again, you can customize it as much as you want to be able to get what you need. For content assistant, we have the content generator assistant and the content draft writer assistant. Always treat ChatGPT's output as a draft, never as a final thing. Always edit it as much as you can. And the process creation assistant, basically, if you need your set of procedures written out, which is one of the things we focus on in 2XU, is you basically just have a template maybe you already have done, and you can ask ChatGPT to start writing and documenting that for you. I also have my favorite brainstorming assistant. So anytime I'm stuck on idea, I want to get something done, I have just a link that I click to of like, hey, I want to refine this business idea, or I want to create this much content or this much output basically in my business. Can you walk me through how to do that? So for those who said yes of being able to want to create an AI assistant, do you still want to do it? Okay, so basically, I created this Wednesday. I created an AI assistant prompt generator. This is available on Gumroad. If you guys scan that, that has a QR right to a coupon for WordCamp Cebu. So you guys getting that for free. I'm currently selling it for $20 on Gumroad. And free till midnight. So of course, make sure that you guys do this before tonight. And if you guys send me a message on LinkedIn, I will send you the slides. So go ahead, download, grab this, connect with me on LinkedIn, and then we'll send you the copy of these slides so you guys can go over this over and over again. And what it basically is, it's a Notion template that if you guys input the kind of assistant you need, the WOA method on here, you can literally copy that and paste it into ChatGPT, and you have an AI assistant. That's basically what it is. So I made it really easy for you guys to start doing this right off the bat. And just basically grab that. And this is essentially the vision that I see with the world, is you guys have, whether you are an employee, you're a freelancer, you're a business owner, you're an empire maker, you run different businesses or different kinds of things in your life, is you essentially have an AI assistant with you, working with you, empowering you, and growing with you as well. So that is kind of the world that it's becoming anyway. So why not? So thank you so much, everyone. Feel free to ask me anything, and follow me everywhere else too. Wait, can I take a picture? Sorry, I almost forgot. Okay, ready? 1, 2. One more. 1, 2. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, May. Wow.
This is for Miss Laila.
I'll go back to.
I'm just concerned using the AI because, di ba, um, na rules pag make a content, maybe the Google will detect it, then they will warn or something like that.
Yeah, so for those who don't know yet, Google does have a detector if it's an AI generated content, so you do have to be careful of that. So I said it earlier that always treat it as a first draft. Rewrite it, add details to it, because if you do just continue posting it as is, Google will see the little bit of patterns that is AI generated. Yeah, and also you can. I usually do it when if it's an official post. I will say this content was generated by AI. So I always put that at the end as a disclaimer for people as well. Yeah. Does that help?
Alrighty. Do we have another question? Okay. Wait lang po. Tatakbo.
Being an MC is also cardio.
Yeah. Makamahay nga nag-heels. Alright. What's your name, madam? Uy, I know you. Sige, go. Your question.
So, hi, my name is Ryu. I just currently got hired. However, I applied as a virtual assistant but got hired as a project manager. So, I'm quite nervous kasi we had a lot of, it's my first time to work as a project manager. So, I was wondering if I can create like a ChatGPT to help me because there's a lot of tasks for me, which is overwhelming, especially because we will be handling Amazon. So I have to work, also be knowledgeable about being an Amazon specialist and stuff. So I was wondering if there's a limit to if I can upload like an SOP for, because we have tons of SOP documents for project managers. I wonder if we have a limit to that, if I can do that as well, like create. So if we are new, so it's quite overwhelming. So I was wondering if I can do that to help me get accustomed to the task. So yeah, that's the question. If we do have, if there's a limit to documents that we can upload to help ChatGPT assist me in integrating myself in that role.
So the answer is yes. You can create two AI assistants. One is an onboarding assistant. So you can say, I'm really new at this role. This is the company. You can give it the brief of the company, what it does. Can you give me a 90, 60, and 30 day, or 30, 60, 90 day breakdown of my onboarding and what I should do? So then you have kind of a pathway. And the second one is the project management AI assistant. So you can go ahead and upload the standard operating procedures, how things are done, and then you can ask it break down. So now you have a mini, kind of another brain on the side. Can you go ahead and break down what I should be doing today or tomorrow, or can you break this down into a timeline? One of the things that we do at 2XU is every time we have a quarterly meeting is we'll actually upload our projects into ChatGPT, have it run and give us the tasks on how to do, and of course we'll edit it and make sense for us. But yes, you can definitely, I would suggest you make the 2 AI assistants for that.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, do we have any other?
Ooh. By the way, yeah. Hi, ma'am. My name's Earl. I'm from Ormoc City. I happened to cross this ChatGPT when I first thought about it. Yeah, it's very convenient, right? Because it's like another brain, just like you said. However, I'm having a concern regarding, the lot of threads. How do you not become overwhelmed with it? Because currently I have like around almost
long list,
100 or
yeah.
maybe 100.
Yeah.
How do you manage it effectively or efficiently so you won't get overloaded?
I don't lose it. So I said it earlier, I'll save the link of it. So anytime you create a new one, it'll have the default link, click out of it, and then click back, and then you'll have the custom link for that AI assistant. And then in the template that I'm giving away, that already has the link to the ChatGPT thread. That way, for me, I can easily find my email writing assistant, my content writer assistant. It's all linked in a database, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's really helpful.
All right, thank you so much. Oh, another question.
Yes.
This question is for? Okay, perfect. Dave.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. So, since you started your own podcasts, I am just curious. I am inspired by the shift of career, of course. But I just wanted to ask how you started, where you started, what motivated you to start doing podcasts.
Yeah, so Carla is also a podcaster, but for me, it was I have. So just to clarify, my agency is a podcast production company. So we don't actually do the podcast. So we help the clients from the US. So we have US clients mostly, but I felt like a faker not doing any podcast, so I started my own. So it's called The Big Picture. It's a local podcast about the local entrepreneurship. So I think Leanne or I think a few people here we've interviewed, but yeah. So kaya lang na-inspired ako to start because of that. I want to be into the podcasting as well. So hopefully that answers the question. Okay ra? Or unsay mong do you have another question?
Okay, sorry po.
For someone who just started his own podcast, what are your advices to people who would want to start doing their own podcast?
Yes, so
That's
I would say ChatGPT it. Just kidding. I believe ChatGPT will give you a good answer as well. But my point, personally, I would say, what is it that you want to put out there? So always have that, the why. I'm a big why person, Simon Sinek kind of philosophy. Start with the why. Why are you doing this? Who are you serve? Then you can answer the rest. Who are you serving? Who are you? What are you? What are your solutions? So a podcast, for a great podcast for me, is someone that closed the loop or something that closed the loop. So what does that mean? So if you have a topic that you want to put out there, usually you can answer it through the podcast. So there's always a problem, then there's a solution that you're providing, and that's the podcast is all about. So Good luck. We'll subscribe to your podcast soon. What's the name of the podcast? Wala pa? Or, sige. Ping me if you are starting. All right.